Hi, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 1st to the 15th, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so very much for doing so. So let's see what the cards have to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh. So we have the Five of Swords. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. We have the Moon reversed. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have the Two of Swords reversed. And we have the Page of... It's the Page of Swords, right? Let me just double check with this deck. The Page of Swords reversed. So Capricorn, during this time, we're looking at things. We're going to be facing a battle that we have faced before. So you're going to be coming up to a certain situation. There's a sense that you feel like this big change is on the horizon for you. There's something more coming into your realm of being, to yourself. There's this real sense of transformation, evolution, a real sense of stepping into you, but it's like almost on pause right now. With the Nine of Wands, there's a battle weariness that we are going through. Again, we're facing something that we faced before. You know, this is a win. Okay, the way I see the Five of Wands is that the Five of Swords is that you face a battle that you have faced before, right? And in ancient times, in medieval times, if you told a person that when you won, you would give them back their sword, you would give them back everything, you would shake their hand and say, good job, they'd laugh in your face and say, no, that's not how it's done. You take everything and you move forward in your success, in your prosperity. And there's a sense of that here. It's not leaving somebody in ruins, but it is very much a sense of, I am going to stand in the power of myself, in the power of what I need to be able to move forward in. And I am looking at myself as a victor instead of a victim. And I'm embracing that energy fully and powerfully and openly and honestly. We're battle weary. We've been through a lot, Capricorn, and we know that there's a change coming. But first and foremost, that change is going to happen with the way that we see ourselves and the way that we're able to, kind of traverse difficult situations. The moon is going to bring up a lot of fears for us. It's also Pisces energy. So if you have Pisces in your chart or Pisces in your life, that can be a little bit more irritating. People can be a little bit more irritating. The part of our personality can be a little bit more irritating to us. So just be mindful about this. But we're also going to be very aware of our fears, of our doubts, of chaoses that we have been through. The Two of Swords, we're looking at things as very black and white. And Spirit is saying, that's fine. But there's going to be different ways forward. There's going to be different ways of seeing things, different expressions, different ways of embracing our path that we hadn't thought of before. And we tend to be very structured, very orderly. That's very much a Capricorn personality trait. And it's a fantastic thing. We need Capricorn energy in our world. But we need not to restrict ourselves and say it can only be A or B. It cannot be anything else. If it's the English alphabet, right, we have 26 letters. So let's pick 24 others of them. Let's see what can happen. So here, don't limit yourself. It's going to be very easy for us during this time to say A or B, left or right. It has to be just like this. We also have a gift from God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of insight, of ideas, of a sense of opening up the door. Now, with the Page of Swords, there is this real sense here of I'm a student of my voice. And we'll trip over our words. Now, this makes sense. So we're going to see that astrologically, it makes sense with the beginning of January. We have Mercury going direct, and Mercury comes out of Mercury retrograde, 3 weeks after Mercury goes direct on the 1st of January. So understanding that almost all of January is us gaining our footing, gaining our understanding for ourselves, the way that we need to move forward for us. So let's see here what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowflakes snowflake in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of February. So good luck to everyone. And don't be fooled by anybody contacting you in the comment box saying hooray, trying to get your information. That will not be me. That will be a scammer. So do be mindful about that. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Here we have blissful reversed. There is a sense of a lot of control happening during this time. We can be holding ourselves in a way that thinks, okay, it has to be just like this, right? We have to do it just like this. And to let ourselves be filled with bliss, to be filled with hope and wonder and beauty and ideas, that's going to be a very important thing for us. It's also going to be a very hard thing for us to do during this time. So letting the bliss come in, letting the beauty come in, letting ourselves open up our mind and look at experiences more kind of childlike, sit there and take the practicality out of things. It's not being chaotic, but it is simply saying, okay, what is it that I desire? What is it that I need? Where's the joy in my life? And how is that moving me forward? That's going to be a very important thing. Our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is balance reverse. So this is the root chakra. And because we have so much going on right now here, Capricorn, we cannot feel as balanced, or the energy. No, it's not that we don't feel balanced. We can feel very much like we're on the right path, very determined, very focused, very, very driven. But what Spirit is going to say here with balance, and what Spirit is saying, is that balance is reversed. We need to connect with our root chakra. We need to ground ourselves. We need to stabilize ourselves. We need to look at the energy that's flowing through our bodies and give it a healing presence. Calm things down, scale things back. Look at what's sacredly important to you during this time and what's going to be sacredly important to you for the rest of the year. But there's more of a sense of, where do I stand right now in the energy of myself, in the passion of what I love, in the ideas that move me forward. And there's going to be a sense of harmony and a sense of balance coming forward, or that we really need to look at during this time. Because we're going to see certain things are out of balance. And it's like, okay, this is where I need to focus myself. This is where the energy needs to be. Now let's see the energy that we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Here we have the Page of Cups reversed. This is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We do have, Pisces energy reversed here. So that can be another bit of a warning, just kind of amplifying that energy. But we also need to be students of our hearts, and we're not really going to be. We also need to connect with our inner child. We need to connect with what we love, what our passion and our desire, but that real sense of wholesome love, of beautiful stepping into ourselves. It's kind of like a joy of a child, right? It doesn't need to be complicated. It can be, but it's usually very simple. It's usually things that just make them go hysterical laughing, which you look at it and you're like, really? That's funny? So here, it's connecting with our inner selves. It's kind of scaling things back and saying to us what fills my heart, what brings my soul bliss, what moves me forward. We can't have water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, or we can't have people in our lives. They can be children, yes, but this is also going to be very young energy where you sit there and you just think like, did you ever grow up type of thing that's causing us a lot of frustration, can be chaos, doubts, fears, like, oh, what the heck is going on here type of thing, because emotionally they're all over the place. So just be aware of this. Now let's look at astrologically speaking, as well as tarotly speaking, what this first half of the month has to offer. On the 1st of January, again, we have Mercury going direct in Sagittarius. We're coming out of Mercury retrograde, and this can have us feeling a bit unsure of ourselves. We can have trouble focusing on things. We are going to be looking at things and really thinking it has to be one way or another. And Spirit's like, no, open your mind. Don't box yourself in so tightly, because you're going to think, okay, lots of control, like lots of order is going to like dispel the chaos. And Spirit's like, no, you can be holding things too tightly, that there's just this sense of, I need to rebel against it. So just be mindful about that. We can have trouble focusing. We need to be kind to ourselves. We need to gather our thoughts. Again, we have that post-shadow period that lasts till about the end of January. So just knowing that we're finding our voice, we're getting our footing. We have the Page of Swords coming forward, that real sense of being a student of our voice, of what we desire, of what we want. It's reversed. So there's just a need to quiet it down and center it. We're having difficulty connecting with our inner child. And so here we can be looking at things and saying, well, I wanted this, or, this is what I always dreamt of. But we need to kind of go to the heart of things and say, okay, what is it that that dream meant? We might not have that big house on the hill that we always wanted, or driving, or having a limousine, having a driver and things like that, where we always think like of total extravagance. What if we look at the heart of things and say, okay, I wanted respect, right? I wanted people to know that I made it. But what if I know that I made it? What if I show myself that respect? Remember, we are made up of so much water in our bodies, right? And if we look at that study that was done with the water crystals, it's by that Japanese, I forget his name, the Japanese scientist who studied water crystals and the way that it reacts to words. And I think we're 72% water or more. I don't remember right off the top of my head right now, but I'm just seeing those crystals coming forward, the beautiful crystals that you see with love, the beautiful crystals that you see even in polluted water once it's prayed over. So connecting with ourselves, connecting with spirituality, however that is incorporated within our lives, connecting with healing, connecting with slowing things down, and letting the crystallization, not the crystallization, but the forming of the crystals within the water of our being to be just beautiful and exquisite. That's going to be so important, because part of the battle that we can be fighting is with ourselves, is finding the harmony within ourselves. Also on the 1st of January, we have Venus in Sagittarius squared Saturn in Pisces. Again, discipline can be lacking. We're going to find it difficult to focus, to get things done. We need to be kind to ourselves and not so demanding. We're going to tend to want to double down. It's like, okay, if I can't follow these rules, I'm going to give myself 18 million more rules. And Spirit's like, no, go softly, go gently. On the 2nd of January, we have the moon in Virgo, trine Pluto in Capricorn. This is a great time to work on transformation. This is a great time to, see ourselves transforming and becoming. We are going to have power and control on our side. We're moving forward in positivity. We're looking at things and really saying, okay, what am I afraid of? But what is it that's holding me back, right? So what am I afraid of? And what is it that's holding me back? And we're looking at the two of them with openness and with honesty. On the 3rd of January, we have the moon in Libra, sextile Venus in Sagittarius. We feel more grounded. Okay, we feel more balanced. We feel more stable. And it's going to be easier for us to work with others. It's also going to be easier for us to have company around us, not feeling so stressed and pulled this way or that way. So there's a real sense here of being able to collaborate, of being able to understand. We have a lot of questions coming forward in the first half of January, and there's going to be a link to our inner child, like the way that we had looked at these questions once upon a time. That's going to be very important to us. So just note that. On the 4th of January, we have Mars entering into Capricorn. This is a time to really get things on track. This is a time to get things done. We have the high, disciplined energy, not disciplined energy, the high energy of Mars, okay, yes, of Mars coming into play and moving into the goal-oriented Capricorn. That's us, right? We're the goal-oriented Capricorn. So we have high energy and we can get the job done. We know what needs to be done, and that's going to be very good for us. There is a sense here of feeling a little bit tired. So just be mindful. It's like, how many more battles do I have to go through? Like, what is the chaos here? So being mindful about that is going to be very important. We can find that we're really gaining direction in our lives. We're being practical, and we're connecting with important people in our lives, important people to us, but also there's a sense of important people, like ways of elevating ourselves forward. So that's going to be a very good thing. On the 5th of January, we have the moon in Scorpio, sextile Mars in Capricorn. We are very emotion driven on this day. Now, we can have a bit of fear really stepping into our emotions fully. So just be mindful about that during this time. We are going to be inspired by our feelings. So letting ourselves really connect emotionally, even though we have the moon reversed, where there is that fear with our feelings, there is that fear of the unknown or of, stepping into things. too fully. So just be mindful about that. We are going to be absolutely busy on this day. We have plenty of ideas. We have plenty of projects to move us forward. On the 6th of January, we have the moon in Scorpio opposite Uranus in Taurus. Now, this is very impulsive energy. The impulsive energy runs high. So we need to be mindful about this. And there's going to be an impulsivity around self-preservation. It's going to be like, I need to protect myself. I need to move forward in this way that keeps everything harmonized. So just being aware that we can put it's almost like the idea of structure or doing things almost in a ritualistic way. It's like, okay, if I do this and then I do that, then everything's going to be safe. Spirit's like, okay, listen, everything's going to be high energy. Everything's going to be rather intense and a little bit chaotic. We can't push back the chaos, but we can look at the chaos and say, I don't need to fall into you, right? I don't need to be owned by you. But structuring everything so that it's more like a French garden than a wildflower field is just going to be a little bit exhausting. So just be mindful about this during this time. Working on small challenges, okay, working on small tasks and finding the balance within them, that's going to be a really great way for us to hone our energy and to really find calm and peace and push back the chaos of this time, which is interesting because, the 6th of January is the Epiphany. If you celebrate, if you don't celebrate, it's simply the 6th of January. But that's the time, of course, when the wise men gave the gifts to Jesus. So there's an energy here. There's that high energy. There's that impulsivity coming through, but there's also a tremendous, just like, historical or ritualistic energy of giving and compassion, which really comes through on the 7th of January, which is quite interesting. The moon is in Scorpio, trine Neptune in Pisces, and we have much more understanding of empathy and of compassion really coming forward. We have this strong compassion leading us forward. We are doing things that bring us joy, but we're doing things for others that bring us joy. We're really stepping out of this kind of fight or flight mentality and stepping into peace and harmony and love. On the 8th of January, we have Mercury in Sagittarius squared Neptune in Pisces. Imagination just absolutely takes over. We find it difficult to focus on the mundane tasks. We like creativity a lot. We're very drawn to it. We have this sense of a feeling of tremendous change, and we're tapping into that energy, even though that change isn't fully coming yet. We have that here with the 10 of in the major arcana, right? With the wheel of fortune. Okay, we're working on projects, and we are going to have big ideas, but also like little ideas that really open up big opportunities for us, or let bigger ideas come forward for us. On the 9th of January, we have the sun in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. This is us stepping out of our comfort zone. We'll find new opportunities. We'll feel driven towards the new things. So just be mindful again with how regimented we're keeping ourselves, how structured we're keeping ourselves. We want to make progress towards our goals, of course, but we're looking at new opportunities, new possibilities. We're more open-minded to things. We also have Mars in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces on this day. And we are incredibly disciplined during this time. We just have to make sure that doesn't, stifle our creativity or make it so that we have to know the way that everything moves forward. I just see us being a little bit too strict with ourselves. So do be mindful about that. We're working on making progress towards our goals. We're working on our long-term plans. We're really, setting the stage for ourselves. Then on this day, on the 9th of January, we can really set our goals for the whole year and say, okay, this is what I want to achieve. It's like broad strokes. Don't be so precise and concise. Spirit saying, let there be broad strokes, but you will see yourself really being able to conquer fears, conquer things that have held you back in the past, and start to see the wheels changing, start to see the seasons, shifting in our own being. We have on the 10th of January, the moon in Capricorn conjunct Mars in Capricorn. Great energy for us. Energy is high. We're focusing on our emotions. They're really drawing us into things. We're focusing on how we feel, and we're very enthusiastic, and we're getting the job done, but we're also have real go-getter energy to us. Again, be mindful of over planning. We're really looking at things and seeing ourselves as victors, as people being able to walk in and succeed in ways that we didn't think we'd be able to. On the 11th of January, we have the moon in Capricorn trine Uranus in Taurus. We are more independent and willing to do things differently. We're open to the unconventional and the innovative. So let yourself discover, let yourself open up the doors, Capricorn. Let yourself see and say, like, let me try something new. We also have the new moon in Capricorn on this day, which we'll have a separate video on. On the 12th of January, we have Mars in Capricorn trine Jupiter, there we go, in Taurus. And this is an extremely lucky day. So circle it on your calendar. We have the ability to maximize our opportunities and feel really great about our lives. So utilize this. We know that there's a huge shift coming. We are kind of afraid of the unknown during this time. What will the year bring, but also what will life bring for me? It's not only just this year, but as time moves on. And here we really feel great about ourselves. We're really looking at things and we're like, I can do this. I can move forward with all the wild twists and turns of life. On the 13th of January, we have Mercury entering into Capricorn. We have disciplined mental energy. We're working on long-term goals and plans. We are practical and we have a real practical approach to things that's very good, very down to earth, very grounded, very centered. We're not being so practical that, again, it's kind of like the French gardens, right? The gardens of Versailles that are manicured within an inch of their life. There's ease here. There's wildness, but there's also structure. And it's very much like an open flow. And that's going to be so great for us. On the 14th of January, we have the moon in Pisces conjunct Saturn in Pisces. And again, we have that disciplined energy continuing. We are getting things done. We're looking and feeling like we're on the right path. We're looking like, okay, I got this. Like, we're feeling very proud of ourselves. It comes forward energetically, body-wise, head held high, shoulders back, type of energy, really guiding us towards our goals. We're embracing ourselves. And on the 15th of January, we have the sun in Capricorn sextile Neptune in Pisces, which is beautiful energy. Creative energy is soaring. We are focusing on our creative projects and our creative ventures. We even see a creative twist to the mundane. It's like nothing is just simply ordinary during the 15th of January. And that energy is just going to be so inspiring for us. We're really opening up the door and saying, yes, this is where I need to be. Or like, oh, this is what I need to create. This is what I need to go after. So from the 12th to the 15th, that's just an exciting time for us. So just be aware of this, Capricorn. We're looking at things and we're trying to be so precise. We're trying to be so careful, so good, right? But we're going to hold on to ourselves too tightly. When they say, like, when you're holding on to a bird, don't hold too tightly, or let the bird fly, and when it flies back, it's yours, type of thing. And that's the energy that we need during this time. That energy of providing a safe, grounded space, because we love that, but also having the freedom to fly, having the freedom to be able to explore. Everything is not going to go according to plan for the first half of January. It's just not. But what we're going to see here is that if we have outlines, broad strokes, ideas of things, that's going to start moving us forward in ways that are astounding and in ways that really inspire us. Our subconscious spirit message is create. We need to create. We need to cultivate. We need to open up the doors. We need to have some sort of creative outlet, whether that be crafting or, painting or whatever, or whether it be mathematics and building, as long as it brings you a creative outlet, as long as it opens up the door for you. I have a friend, he loves reading neuroscience stuff. Like, that's his creative outlet. It sparks his mind. It absolutely inspires him, and that's what he does. And I always laugh because I'm like, that's your fun? And he's like, yes, it's so joyous to me. And I'm like, okay, you do you. So here, it's just embracing your field. Like, of course, he works in neuroscience, but I mean, we're going to see these things for us. It's like things are going to call to us in ways that we hadn't imagined, or inspire us in ways that people look at us and think, oh, that's wacky. Like, that can't be inspiring or creative. But if it is for us, that's all that matters. It's our normal. It's our lives. It moves us then to our chakra energy. And our chakra energy is the third eye chakra. It's clarity. It's seeing things more clearly, seeing things more openly, seeing things more honestly. Our third eye is opening, and we are connecting with ourselves in a way that is grounding and beautiful and calm. Clarity is coming in. And it's like it's calming down all the noise of this world. And it's saying, okay, what's really important? What's really sacred to you? It brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's the Five of Wands. Be mindful of the petty fighting. It's petty fighting just simply for petty fighting's sakes. And it's like, okay, be mindful of just being pulled back into other people's pettiness. 5 is a freedom number. But 5 in the tarot usually has to do with a lot of fighting or doubt or fear, because as we are embracing our freedom, we have to face a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, a lot of fighting along the way. And so here it's like, don't be pulled into everybody else's pettiness. Really embrace your energy, yourself, and what you deeply desire. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's being a student of our passion. Subconsciously, we're looking at our fire. We're looking at what we desire. We're looking at, this passion that guides us, this insight that moves us. And it's like, okay, how am I opening the door to me? How am I seeing myself? We are also embracing, fire sign energy. If we have fire sign energies in our lives, they can be teaching us a lot. Fire sign energy in our chart, that part of our personality can be teaching us a lot. We're going to be seeing things in a way where it's almost like we're afraid to embrace our voice. And we are. We're afraid to ask questions. We're afraid to fully be ourselves. We're afraid of a reprimand from one entity or another. But in our hearts, in the quiet recesses of our soul, in our subconscious, we are students of our passion and our fire. We want to ask every question. We want to explore everything. It's like those little kids where they're at that stage in their life where all they ask is why. And it's like, okay, some things you don't have a why to, like, why is the sky blue and why does the wind blow? You're like, okay, man, it just does. Okay, just stop. But here, we're going to have that curiosity of soul start leading us forward. And we're afraid of the questions that are coming. They unsettle us. And Spirit's like, well, why not? Embrace the not knowing and embrace the expanse of it all, because you're going to be surprised at the place this journey is leading you to, at, the beauty that is unlocking. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of this new year, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and Happy New Year. Bye.